What's up, Rabid people? It's your Rabid Carrot here, back again with another Madden video. This time we are playing Zim, Z-I-M. He is a subscriber and was in that last Fortnite stream with us. You may remember the stream where, yeah, we didn't get a win. Anyway, to this Madden, we're actually going to do a Madden Ultimate Team Draft Challenge, alright? So you see right here, basically you've got 20 rounds. You are picking each round from a selection of 3 players. Occasionally they're the same position, sometimes they're not, usually they're not if we're being honest. And I must say, guys, I believe that this was my first time playing the draft challenge on Madden 18, and while there's definitely some things that I don't care for as far as this new edition, I'd rather than not have changed certain things about it, I think this draft challenge is the best one that I've played yet, at least in my first experience. Maybe there's some things I don't know, but it was awesome. As you guys saw, one of my first selections, one of the first rounds was between 3 running backs. It came down to LaShawn McCoy or Ezekiel Elliott, and you know I had to go with some Zeke in hopes that he would eat in this game. I felt really good coming out of the draft challenge, coming out of the draft round, should I say, and because I felt like my defense was stacked. You'll see I believe that I filled every single position. Right here was one of my toughest selections: Amari, Jalen Ramsey, or DeAndre Hopkins. I ended up going with Amari because I already had Richard Sherman. I ended up picking Jason McCourty in later rounds, so I picked Amari for that speed. Cam Newton, he ended up being my quarterback. It's a pretty easy selection right here. I wanted to be able to run, and Cam Newton gave me the best option to do that. But as I was saying, my defense was pretty stacked. My offense looked good. I only had one offensive lineman that I picked in these rounds, and you guys know if you've played this before, that can come back to bite you. Thankfully, as you'll see, we wrapped things up pretty well, regardless of who was on our offensive line. Maybe that's a little sneak peek for you. But like I said, love this thing. My wide receivers ended up being Jeremy Maclin, Golden Tate, and Amari Cooper, with Cooper obviously being the main man that we want to throw to. And of course, in the last round of this draft challenge, we got Ed Reed. I would say he is my second favorite player in all of football, just period. This video game and beyond. As you can see, our top guys, somehow his offense was like an 87 and mine was like an 83 or 4. And even though I had some guys who were a lot higher ranked than him, we'll just say that. Alright, we get into it, and Zim, he comes in here and he starts with the little jet sweep. And it looks like after these first 2 plays I'm going to show you guys that he was going to be able to run on me. I mean, 2 plays, gets the first down running. I told you I stacked my defense, and it looked like they were a little weak against the run. And then on this play, my defense kind of starts coming to life, and we get a first tipped ball. It goes pretty high in the air for a tipped ball. I must say, I felt like there were a few of those in this game. I don't know if that's an update or what. I kind of like little rainbows. And then my boy Ed Reed. I told you guys he was my second favorite player of all time, right behind the GOAT, Ray Lewis. Ed Reed comes up with a big play. He's hype. My whole team was hype. And we are just getting started with this thing, guys. Hand the ball off after a few plays to Ezekiel Elliott, and he goes completely untouched. I guess my offensive line was good enough, and he gets in for the first touchdown of the game. Now, after a few plays, I made my opponent punt. Zim had to punt. I was thankful for that, and you know we're showing you guys this for a reason. Gets a little lucky right here, breaks some tackles, gets the little juke move, and goes down to about the 35-40 yard line. I like punt plays where you get out in the open, you get some jukes, you make some things happen, and the very next play, Jeremy Maclin cleaned up where Amari Cooper left off and goes so many yards. I don't know how many, you can go back and count them for yourself, but for the rolling in touchdown. Now, we're up by 2 touchdowns. It's not looking great for Zim, but the dude comes out and he is driving on me. Gets a little short pass. His quarterback, I told you guys mine is Cam. He had Warren Moon. Don't be fooled by that number 1. I kind of was at first. And Warren Moon, he starts actually making some completions. Up to this drive, I don't think he had made 1 completion, which that's a whole nother story. But Warren Moon starts taking his team with a little dink and dunks, with my guy completely whiffing on the tackle going down to the 15-yard line. And at this point, I'm like, all right, this is good. Let's make a game out of it, right? So a couple plays later, here's what happened, folks. A big old sack from my defense. My defense comes up big. That was Dante Fowler, I believe, coming up with a sack. And ends up being that Zim, he's got to find a way to put some kind of points on the board, kind of like my Gamecocks against the Clemson Tigers. Right back, the next drive that I had, I'm driving again. I think that everything's going my way. And a fumble! Stinking Cam Newton, man, he coughs it up. I think I dove maybe just in the wrong direction. I shouldn't have dove at all, right? I should have slid. But he coughs up the football. So Warren Moon and Zim's squad, they got the ball within their 5-yard line. And unfortunately, a ridiculous interception. Warren Moon throws that pick, and my defense, guys, continues to shine. So we're right here. It is 14-3. Cam,
this is a Chucky Beat production.
He failed on the last one, right? He fumbled that last one, had to redeem himself, and he brings it down to the 1-yard line. And you know, guys, that we had to finish this drive off. Cam Newton, he wasn't going to let that fumble slide, and we did end up getting into the end zone once again. I come back, I'm driving, and I throw a pick. I had every chance to get up by another score. Guys, I'll just go ahead and let you know, this thing got a little out of hand, okay? Zim, he threw out the challenge, but he admitted, hey, hey, I'm maybe not the best Madden player out there. It was still fun. Guys, you can ask Zim. There was no foul play here. He loved it. We had a blast playing this game. I'm just kind of going to show you some of the highlights from here. Zim ends up getting some pretty decent plays. That's that dude that started the game off with the jet sweep. Zim didn't even draft him. He was an undrafted dude, and he came up with some big plays, maybe the biggest plays for Zim all game. But guys, there were tip balls everywhere. Ended up being 6 interceptions from my defense on the whole. In a second, you're going to see a little magic that we worked with them. At one point, we had the punt team come out and kick the ball to none other than Amari Cooper. He wasn't going to catch it at first, but I forced it. And you know, we're showing you a punt for a reason. Some jukes, some ducks, some blocks, some key blocks, might I add. And Amari Cooper, 92-93 overall with probably the speed to match, dances into the end zone. Again, guys, I'm not trying to rub it in on Zim, but it was fun to do a little bit of dancing right there with Amari. Now, we've talked about it before. Ed Reed, he is my second overall player of all time. And the dude came up major in this game with some tackles, with some picks, with some dancing into the end zone for the pick 6 on this play right here. Now pay attention, because at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys an option to vote for your favorite play of the game. I'm going to give you a top 3 option right here. I'm sorry. I had to. The dude, he rolls into the end zone for another pick 6, guys. 6 picks again. 2 of them went for touchdowns directly. And the final play of the game, you know who. It was Ed Reed coming up with another big play. Zim, shout out to Zim, guys. He was a great competitor. He did not leave. He kept trying to come back. He didn't rage quit or any of that stuff. Now, guys, let me show you. There's some big plays in here. One of them, I'm going to go to Zim on this one because I thought that he had an incredible interception. But which of these 3 plays are your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. Is it this number 1 play, Jordan Reed? Yes, he was my tight end. I told you this team was stacked. Getting the little user truck on the man, going in for the touchdown. Was it that play, or was it this one by Zim? Had to throw one in here for him. That rhymed. That was pretty awesome. Had to throw it in for Zim. This dirty pick keeps his feet in the end zone for the pick, for the turnover right there. His man was pretty pumped, as you can see by that little dance. And we'll go out on this. I mean, I think that this is easily the play of the game. This Amari 99-yard return for the touchdown. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Drop a like on this video. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Tell your friends about it. We are at this point 2 people away from reaching 100 subscribers. I can't wait.
This is a
See ya.
Chucky Beat production.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty cool. It's another touchdown.